today we actually found a bunch of anchovies, so I'm gonna teach you how to harvest them. We're using a lift net right here, so it's basically like a net that sits on the bottom of the floor, and then you'll lift it up during like high tide or low tide, and you'll catch like a bunch of fish that are just swimming past. I think we've even caught like a big black drum about like this size in the net before, and some squid as well, and some crabs. But not everyone has a lift net, so if you want to catch your own anchovies, use a cast net with some really heavy lead and you'll be able to do it. But I tried it, didn't work because my cast net's from Walmart. So we have our anchovies right there, a bit small silverfish. So I'm just using a dip net to sort of like scoop them out. We have our anchovies here, and then we're now just gonna separate them, which is some shell hash that we don't need. You can see that the water is a bit glittery too. That's because their scales come off like super easily. Okay. Just trying to get as much shell hash out as possible. There are gonna be small pieces left, but we're gonna be dealing with that later. Ooh, tiny shrimp. Oh my gosh, a little goby.
I was getting ready to go home this morning, and like I was standing on a bridge and I was watching these groups of mullet all around me, and then like as soon as the sun, I threw the cast net like maybe 3 or 4 times, had like one mullet, but it was a nice mullet, like over 2 pounds.
Alright, I'm finally done sorting through the shells. There will be a bunch of other stuff that I don't want to, but I'll show you how I get rid of them later. This is like a whole entire like process. If you want to taste fresh anchovies, that's the only reason why you should be doing this. If you want to save time or money, I would suggest just go and buy some yourself, because their anchovies are really cheap. In America, people don't eat them, they just use them as like bait fish. I'm gonna head home right now, and it's getting really dark, the sun's like setting, and it's pretty cold as well, so I'll see you at home. Okay, I'm finally back home. I changed my shirt, but we're gonna get started on cleaning these anchovies. Oh, by the way, I also got a free kingfish. But let's get started on our anchovies. We have them in this bucket right here, and I have a strainer and the sink. Just gonna pour all of them down here. We're also gonna be rinsing out their scales. Get rid of any other fish that isn't an anchovy. Ooh, look at this one, so big. It's the size of my finger. Look at that. Alright, so we have a pretty good amount of anchovies here, about like 3 or 4 handfuls, or maybe 2-3 cups. But look at them, they're so beautiful. They're all clean now. We're gonna be flash boiling our anchovies. That took a while to figure out. When I first did it, I boiled the anchovies for about like 1 to 2 minutes, and that's like way too much. And the anchovies just start like falling apart and breaking apart. We're just gonna do this really quick. You just make sure everything's evened up, and then you put it in and watch. So they were opaque before, but now you can definitely see that they're white. So typically in Malaysia, we usually dry them out by leaving them under the sun. But it's fall in Florida, so it's always rainy and cloudy. If you pop them in the oven, they'll pretty much do the same thing, and they'll be ready in 15 minutes under about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You can definitely see that they turned like a bit golden brown. They lost their white color. If they're still white, you definitely need to put it in the oven more. So it's day 4. I finally found the time to film this video. I'm just gonna show you how I cook these ikan bilis real quick. We're gonna be prepping them, just removing their heads and their black guts, I guess. But this is the most labor-intensive part, so I'll just show you real quick how I do it. It's really simple, it's kind of therapeutic, but you'll probably enjoy it. We're just gonna be taking this amount of ikan bilis and we're gonna be soaking them in water. So this is just to help soften it up. This way it's easier to take out the head and the guts. You cannot take out the heads or guts if you want, but the black stuff in it is gonna leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Personally, I don't like it, but you're not gonna die if you eat the black stuff. You can hear they have a sufficient snap. So while they're still hot, you want to quickly add some salt and sugar to taste. Not too much salt. Just some white sugar will do. Okay, so we're done frying, we're done seasoning. So now our anchovies have a bit of salt and sugar on them. Let's try. Oh my god. Brings me back to Malaysia. They're so good. Oh my gosh, it will taste so good with like fried rice. Hear that crunch. Oh my god, it's so good. You could just eat this whole thing standing up. You can add these anchovies to noodles. In Malaysia, we have this dish called banh mi, where it's actually made out of anchovy and like pork or chicken broth, and they put these anchovies on top, and it tastes so good. And then when we put this on fried rice, we call it nasi goreng kampung, and it's so good as well. Thanks for watching my anchovy tutorial video. If you do actually make them, please let me know.